So this is one vacuum that I was very surprised to find in really good condition. This thing is missing the headlight lens, and I don't recall that the headlight actually works on it. But this is a Fantom Fury from the year 1999. Now, these vacuums among vacuum people are, I guess, somewhat sought after. But there's the serial number. I'm very surprised that there is quite a big following with these vacuums. From what I understand, and I'm probably wrong to a degree on this, these were basically the American version of a Dyson at the time. Now, it wasn't Dyson that made these, it was just Fantom was their own company, I guess, and they had bought the rights to the patent that Dyson had. So there's actually quite a bit of similarities between these and the earlier Dyson DC4s and DC17s, and even the DC33. There's not, huge similarities, but there is subtle similarities. The main one being, let me get this extra belt off of here, but the main one being the similarity to Dyson is the handle actually comes out of the machine, and this is actually where you attach all your attachments to. That's different from Dyson, obviously, but cat's starting to freak out. But that is one of the things with the newer Dysons now, even today. They have their handles inside of the machine, and you can pull them out with the hose and everything else. But it's got this huge Hepa filter on the side, which amazingly, and I'm very surprised, you can still get Hepa filters for these. Now this one appears to be the original one that this machine was shipped with, 9924. So the filter itself, the pleats are actually in really good condition. Probably wouldn't hurt to change this thing, but there is still filters available for this. You can still get new old stock filters, or you can get aftermarket ones, which is something that I find kind of interesting. You can still get belts, which you can find these at Walmart. These are the Dirt Devil style 4-5 belts, which also work with Fantom. And really that's about it, other than an errant new old stock part you can find every now and again. Things like brush rolls, you're not going to be able to find. At least I've not been able to find any. There's a multitude of parts. Most of the parts that you can replace on these, you can't even get anymore. And it's unfortunate, but if you want a vacuum like this and you want it to last you a while, you're not going to really have many options as far as parts availability goes. I mean, a belt and an air filter is one thing, but a brush roll isn't going to last forever. And this one I did receive without any attachments, which is another thing that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. This was a trash find. I did clean it up pretty well. It's not perfect by any means, but for a trash find, it is really, really in good condition. The power switch on these is right here at the top. Aside from taking the handle off, which I'll do that for you guys right now, there's really not too many other features I can demonstrate with this thing. But it does have a quick hook on it. But in order to use the wand, you just press that button, pull it out, and there you go. Now, Fantom did sell an extendable hose extension for this, and it was actually pretty handy. You apparently had about 16 feet of usability with that hose extension. Now, I'll admit I have not looked into or read a whole lot into these. I've known that they've existed. I know a little bit about them, but I'm definitely not a Fantom vacuum fan. And I don't mean that in a bad way, of course. It's just, this is the first one that I've ever picked up. I have seen a couple other Fantoms at the curb in the past. Every single one of them was just destroyed, or they just were too far gone, weren't worth picking up. And really, I didn't know anything about them back then, which I've seen a lot on these Fantom videos, that there's a lot of people that remember growing up with the infomercials. And I don't remember seeing the infomercials. I don't remember seeing any commercials about these. In fact, I didn't know these existed until literally about 3 years ago, and I'm 27 years old. So, I mean, what's that tell you? I guess I just didn't really watch too much TV as a kid. But anyways, overall, like I was saying, it's just in really good condition. The dust cup is free of any cracks, any damage. I didn't go full bore into cleaning this thing up. I just got all the big stuff out of it, but it still has, some of the smaller dirt and everything that's still in there. I still need to wipe it down some, but the Cyclone's in good condition. I have not tried to take this off. I'm not really too sure on how to take it off, to be honest. Of course, I'll probably figure out how to do it after this video, but aside from all that, I guess you guys can hear it run. But I was just really happy to find this thing. And when I picked it up, it was underneath a bunch of other stuff. And the only thing that I saw was tipped over on its side, just like that. And I saw this part, and then I saw the logo, just a bit of it. So I decided to go back and have a look at it. But the brush roll has seen better days. It could do to be changed, though it's definitely not unusable. That's just me and my way with brush rolls, I guess. But like I said, you can't really get new brush rolls for these anymore. Though I am wondering if there is another brush roll on a new vacuum that you can just swap the ends off of it with this one and get yourself a brand new brush roll. But I don't know. I haven't really looked into that much. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in next to my air purifier. And I'll let you guys hear how this thing runs. The cat is going to freak out about this. She's probably, I don't know where she's going to go, but she's going to run somewhere. So one other thing I did forget to mention, though, is the handle release is this whole bar in between both the wheels on the bottom. Really kind of an interesting design. You're gonna freak out, aren't you, Harley? Yep. She's freaking out. But as you guys can see and hear, it runs really well. And like I said, headlight doesn't work. One thing I do want to say before I stop this video, I just vacuumed my whole carpet in here, and this thing still picks stuff up. None of my other vacuums do it like this. The Miele, which I use for my day-to-day vacuuming, picks up the most stuff, but this one, I think that white piece, whatever that is, was already in there, but I had just dumped out this beforehand. But it still picked up stuff. It just outright amazes me. there's quite a few people online that just were never huge fans of these things. And I mean, I can kind of see that a little bit with the build quality, at least on this model. It's not all that great, but I'm just amazed at the stuff that it pulls out of the carpet, even after I vacuum with my Miele. And my Miele is leaps and bounds probably the best vacuum I own right now. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I figured I would want to document this thing before I sell it. But it's definitely a cool little vacuum.